Without warning, a hillside begins to crumble. Then large boulders crash into the fence of a tennis court. But this would prove to be just the beginning of the nightmare that would destroy an entire neighborhood in the oceanside community of Laguna Niguel, California. The very ground beneath their seemingly idyllic suburban oasis is falling apart. The crisis first surfaces in 1995 when residents such as Dr. Charles Covan, a retired physician, find cracks in the newly built dream homes they worked so hard to obtain.
I started to notice cracks in the foundation, in the hardscape, and the exterior, but most alarming was the cracks I began to notice in the walls inside.
The same kind of cracks also appear in the home of his neighbors, Tim and Stephanie Rager.
We found that the cracks were getting so large that you couldn't really repair them.
Soon, everyone on Via Estoril Street starts to see their driveways crack, brick walls split, and patios separate from the house. Even the windows start breaking.
I got very frustrated at being told by experts from the city and otherwise that I was overreacting and that it was nothing to worry about. Something told me deep inside that all was not right.
But early in 1998, severe winter storms begin to pelt the neighborhood with record rainfall. Residents watch as the water quickly rises above the curb. The heavy runoff passes through storm drains and down the hill. But the water is also working its way deep inside the hill, causing the clay in the earth to expand and weaken. Geotechnical engineers drill deep into the hill and realize this is a dangerous situation for everyone on Via Estoril Street. They fear a catastrophic landslide could occur at any moment. The residents are told to evacuate. Moving vans fill the street as residents try to salvage their belongings in time. Then at 2 a.m. on March 19th, a sheriff's deputy's dashboard camera records Dr. Covan's house start to slide. Watch as the rear of the house collapses and then falls down the hill. By morning, the only thing left of Dr. Covan's house is the ocean view through the frame of the garage door. Then Barbara and Ward Millar's house begins to tip backward down the hill. By sunrise, the second floor is sinking below street level.
As one of our neighbors who saw it said, Barbara, it rose up like the Titanic and the garage door flew open and then it slowly went down.
Next door, Stephanie and Tim Rager's house is still intact, but they fear it can't defy gravity much longer. Then, more earth gives way.
The soil had moved out in a great rush, and so I watched it.
I don't think anyone knows what it's like to watch their house fall down.
Whole sections of the falling structures crash into condominiums at the bottom of the hill. Up on Via Estoril, Susan and Richard Olson's house hangs in midair. A demolition crew is brought in to knock it down before it can fall and do more damage. Susan and Richard somberly watch as the home disintegrates under the monstrous claw of the backhoe.
It was our home. We have great memories of that, and that can never be replaced.
You know, it's like your memories. You don't just see doors and windows and floors falling off a hill. You see memories falling off a hill.
This one weakened hill destroys 4 houses and forces 25 other families to leave their red-tagged homes and condominiums. Geologists say the homes were built on the site of an ancient landslide, and when the land moves once, it is likely to move again. This situation is common to Southern California. However, modern construction methods have been able to stabilize these slide-prone sites for building. But attorney and land management specialist Wes Davis says in this case, the stabilization efforts were not enough.
Simplest explanation for why this landslide occurred is that there was too much weight, too much dirt at too steep of an angle for this particular geologic condition.
Davis says the unusually heavy winter rainstorms accelerated the weakening of the underground formation. Homebuyers can try to protect themselves by obtaining a geological report of their property. However, these reports can be difficult to interpret.
My recommendation to people going out to buy a home is talk to the people who live there to see if they have any problems with their homes, and look around to see if there's any cracks in the side of the house, whether there are cracks at the walls, at tape joints. These are all signs of relative movement. I carry a little ball with me and I put it on the floor. And if that ball rolls very quickly across the floor, I know that that house is tilted.
The families who lost their homes in Laguna Niguel say despite their financial and emotional losses, they are thankful that they escaped without physical injury.
We were so fortunate that nobody was hurt, nobody was killed. They could have been, you thank God for that every day.
The former residents of Villa Estrella now have come to understand that the same volatile movement that destroyed their homes is also responsible for creating this scenic landscape. And despite their experience, they still want to call Laguna Niguel their home.